Hey guys, so it's been like forever since I did a video. What I thought was gonna be like a pretty short hiatus has turned into an extended adventure, for lack of a better word. So I figured I'd hop on, give y'all an update on that, get all of that caught up, and then I have I don't. This is just for the like this one part of it, and then there's so much to catch you guys up on, and so many different things that I want to discuss with you guys, that I want to shed light on, that I want your insights on as well. It's just been an incredible journey this year, and it is only the beginning for that. So right now, to get you guys caught up a little bit, for those of you that don't know, we just recently purchased some land. It's about 20 acres. We're doing the homestead thing there, and some other really exciting things that I can't wait to share with you guys. But this story has been about is about just the incredibleness of this particular journey, and the literal miracles that have happened in this journey. So, when we hold on one second. So, when we started working on ordering our house and we started getting the information and stuff for that to figure that out, what we were told is it was going to be about a few months. Now, this is right around the time that we were preparing our house to be listed, and we had a contract on the land as well. And so there was like a lot of different deadlines that we were looking at. We list our house. We were pretty worried that our new house was going to be ready before we even closed on the land. It was like a whole thing, scrambling around, trying to get everything done, kind of forcing pieces to fit, and all of that. So, but it looked like everything was on track. We were getting it done. We were taking care of it. And then we closed on our house, and it was getting close to time to close on the land. So we're checking to see how things are going with the house. And we found out that our house wasn't going to be ready until February. And up until this point, we hadn't, we had expected to be spending, like all of November, or at least the last half of November in our new house, or at least be moving in, some sort of movement, things getting set up, something. And we found out it wasn't even going to be there or be ready or anything until February. So that was a huge blow. We started freaking out. We had only planned to be in between places for a couple of months at this point. So we were scrambling around. We were freaking out a bit, honestly. And so we started contacting other dealerships and stuff just to see what other options there were. We were like, we had spent all this time personalizing this house, and it's the one we really wanted, but we were like, let's just see if we can find one that's comparable, something, because we need a house. So we started, going to the different dealerships, and wouldn't you know it, that like most of them did not even have anything that was available right then. 2020, man. So, and then some places were saying that even if we order it, it's going to be a year out. A year. So that wasn't an option either. There was one dealership that did have inventory, but there was red flags from the beginning. We should have walked away. We thought we were desperate, but we should have walked away. There were red flags with some kind of conflicts in the beginning, and then there was just pricing things. It was really weird, but we tried to press forward because we thought that that's what we were supposed to do. And so they actually had a house that was available right then. But you know how different houses have different options that you can get, you know, glamour baths, things like that. When they built this one, they decided that the kitchen, instead of the standard pantry option that came with that particular model, that they would put a bathroom in there. So, we didn't really want a potty kitchen. And, and we're like trying to think, we're like, well, maybe we could try to like remodel it or something and do something a little different, you know. We'll like, maybe, like, how hard is it to take that out and make it's way more than what we need to do. But like I said, we thought we were desperate. And so, but then the price tag on this thing, oh my goodness, it was an overpriced potty kitchen house. Okay, not, we had to walk away. We didn't have a choice. We had to walk away. So at this point, we decided that we were going to go with the original house, and we surrendered to that. You know, prayed about it, like, you know, hey, I don't know why the house isn't going to be ready till February, but, you know, clearly there is a plan in place, and I don't need to know the plan. You know, we're surrendering to this, whatever, you know, whatever it is, it's meant to be, and things are happening the way that they're meant to be. Because everything, even the closing dates and the times and things that we would ask for being added into contracts and stuff like that, like everything was flowing up until this point. And so it was just like this clear thing, like it was meant to be. So even this, we couldn't see it yet, but we were like, okay, well, it's, you know, it's meant to be. This is all part of the bigger plan, and we just can't see it yet. So we're surrendering, you know, surrendering to this. And right at about this time, we were coming up on closing on the land. Now, for several years prior to this, there had been a local farmer that has like thousands of acres, and he would lease the fields on this piece of property every year. He would do farm leases on the property every year. And so there's two fields. This is all relevant information, you guys. There's two fields. There's one in the front and one in the back, and they're surrounded. They're separated by trees, woods, and so we were thinking that we were going to put the house on the front field, and so we fully intended to kind of honor the farm lease by giving him the opportunity to lease it next year. Okay. Well, like the day after we closed on the property, we ended up getting in touch with the farmer because we wanted to let him know, you know, follow up with the option and stuff like that. He said he had thought about it and stuff like that, and he just, you know, he has a lot of different farm leases on a lot of different property plus his own, and he wasn't going to worry about it. For us to enjoy the property, he wasn't going to, you know, he wasn't going to extend the contract, and, you know, thank you for you know, reaching out, but it's good to go, and welcome to the neighborhood. He's very friendly. It was very awesome. Okay, so no farm lease next year on the backfield. Okay. So then, that weekend, my husband and I decided to go hunting on the property, which is a completely different story for another day. But we didn't get anything. But that's beside the point. So we're basically really just taking this time to explore the property and walk around on the property. And I mean, we knew it was gorgeous, but it was beautiful. But it was so much more beautiful in the back. And so there's some more woods behind the backfield, and we were exploring them and stuff too. And we are coming from the backwoods into this back field, and my husband was like, "Man, just how amazing would it be to have the house here?" And I was like, "It's our property. Why not?" And it is like such a huge energy shift, you guys. Like, we got so excited because we realized that this was perfect. Like, the property is narrow in the front and then it gets wider as it goes back. I mean, this is incredible. Like, it's wider area, it's further away from the road for, kids, animals, stuff like that. It's like there's so much more room for us to be able to, like stretch ourselves out with the different things that we're planning to build. There's so many different things that we can do with the front field, community-wise and stuff like that, you guys. And it's this perfect, like, circular area. It's just incredible, like, the way that we're going to be able to look at the stars and the planets and everything, watching the moon in its different phases, like, dream come true. Incredible. Okay, so like this is the point that then we realize, okay, this is what we want, number one. And number two, if the house had have been ready when we thought it was going to be ready, this wouldn't have been possible. Because for those of you who live in a country, you got to do a perk test before you can put a house on it. Now, we had done the perk test on the front field and it had been fine. So because we assumed that that's where we were going to have put the house. And 2020 perk tests are backed up like 3 weeks. And you know that you got to do the perk test, and then you got to put the septic tank in, the well in, you got to handle the power pole. There's more than that, but there's all these different things, that permits and zoning and everything else that you have to do when you're putting a house in. And if we had gone by the original timeline, we wouldn't have had time to even do the new perk test to move the location of the house. And we would have been stuck with the house in a less than ideal area of the property, and we would have never been as happy with it as we are going to be now. So, but the story gets better, okay? But now it's like, it's been revealed to us. We thought it was going to be amazing. We were going to have this big chunk of property. But now, where we're establishing ourselves on the property, incredible. Everybody in the family is excited now. For a long time, it was just me. But now everybody in the family is excited. It's great. So we're all excited. We're all happy. Like, just flowing with ideas and inspiration. Like, it's incredible. So we ordered the next perk test, because we got to do that. But I don't have it out, because, like, clearly with these flukes, with everything else, like, literally not having a house available at all, and then the one house that was available had a potty kitchen. Come on. This is divine inspiration, okay? Like, God knew that we would be happier there and made it all work out so that we could make it work out, because we were a little slow on the uptake of the plant. We didn't realize. We had focused on the front field. We shouldn't have done that. So, we're like, I have no doubt in my mind, like, just full on faith that this is it. This is where the house is supposed to go. This is where the house is supposed to go. And we're going to be so happy with the house here. I mean, excited, incredible, everything. Order a perk test. Waiting. Don't hear anything back. So I called a follow-up. The inspector really hated to tell me that the property, it wasn't going to perk in the back. And, but due to their protocol, they always have a second inspector come back out and double check before they do an official denial. And he didn't tell me. And he's an experienced inspector, okay? So there was no point in, like, thinking that he was wrong. Okay. Now remember though, before this, let me backtrack. We need to do something with the driveway to make it more drivable, because there's a couple of spots that are a little low and they get really wet when it rains. And we were talking about how we needed to put them out there. Other naysayers were like, no, wait until the perk test. And my husband didn't put them out there. Okay? So it seems like we're not fully committed, right? Even though this whole time I truly had no doubt. I'm not trying to toot my own horn at all, because I didn't personally make any of this happen. But all I'm saying is that I was like, put those millings out there. That's what we need to do. But anyway, I digress. So, he said, it's going to be denied. The second inspector is supposed to go out there like the next business day, and then that was going to be it. So, next business day came and went, nothing. You know, the whole time I'm praying, I'm like, I know you didn't do this just, for it to fall apart right now. I know that that's where the house is meant to be. I know that we're going to be happier there. I know that you want good things for us. I know that you create good things for us. Okay? Created in whose image? Alright. For us to have less than? No. So, we're waiting. We don't hear back from the second inspector. I'm checking my email like crazy. No official denial. So I'll call back to follow up and talk to the other investigator or inspector. And he's it's not gonna perk there. There's this one spot where it looked like it was starting to get where the soil needs to be. Are you willing to move the house location? I was like, yes, anywhere like in that field will make it work. And he's like, okay. He's like, I'll go back out there and check. He said, now I'm going to check, but if it looks like that's going to be the case, you're going to have to put in another application, to make all of this official and everything else, since, moving the location and the spot and stuff. And I was like, well, I hope you call me back and you tell me I have to put in another application. This would have been application number 3. And he was like, that's the first time in my career that anybody's ever told me that. But I hope I can call you back and tell you that too. So we get off the phone. And then the weekend goes by. And the next week, beginning of the week, he calls me. And he says, yes, it's going to perk. There's this other system that we can get that we can put in there. And let me, drop this diagram. And I'm going to go ahead and issue you your permit. And don't worry about putting in another application. Now, let me back up for just a second, though, because I want to point out something. Right before I followed up with the second inspector, my husband and I talked about it. And again, we surrendered. We said that's where we want the house to be. If we have to get in like a pump system, whatever kind of system we have to get, we're going to get it, because we truly believe that that's where the house is supposed to be, and we surrendered to this. And, yeah. So, and then right after that is when I talked to him on the phone, and he said, let me go out there and check again before, and see what I can do. So, right after we surrendered again, we got it. And it went from, I'm sorry, you're going to be denied, to, yeah, it'll perk. And, now look, because of how far this is off from the main road, there was a concern about the power lines and stuff coming out. So my husband meets with the guy from the power company. He comes out to the property to look. And he's saying, yeah, it can be done, but, and like he gives him an estimate that is not what we want to hear. And he said, but let me go back to the office and crunch the actual numbers. And then I'm going to get back to you tomorrow and let you know exactly. And I'll give you a quote, and that quote's good for a certain amount of time. Okay. We're bracing ourselves for this. Y'all, we had specific budget laid out, and that number was not in it. So, we're waiting, but we're like, it's coming together. It's going to work out, because that's where the house is supposed to be. It's going to work out. We're going to do what we have to do. Explain to me how he called back the next day and told my husband a number that was far less than the first estimate. So, this has been incredible. This has been like such a huge journey in literally only just establishing the things for this property. And y'all, I know that there's like little details here and there that I'm even leaving out. But I mean, y'all, this has been just such a huge spiritual journey for me this year. In such a real and authentic way, as like really stepping into being a child of the Most High, and knowing that I do not walk alone. And every single time in this journey, when somebody has said, "Oh, that's impossible, that you can't do that," I'm sorry, it's unreal. I mean, these are things, if any of you have any experience doing stuff like this, you already know that this is not the most fun part of the experience in the first place, but you know how bad things like this can go quickly. And every single time that we thought that was going to, the minute that we surrendered, the minute that God was like, okay, I got this. So, it's been pretty incredible. I'm so excited. Watching this unfold, and some of the incredible plans that we've been praying about and stuff like that too, to be able to do with the community and give back. And it's unreal, and it's so exciting. So, I want to take a minute, when we talk about manifesting and stuff like that, and different people have different views on it, and it definitely depends on your beliefs and your belief system and stuff like that. But personally, for me, manifestation has a lot to do with faith. Okay, like our Creator wants us to have the things that we want, and wants us to have a life that's enjoyable, and wants us to have a fulfilling life. So, when we truly have faith that those things that we want us to, and when we're not so stuck in the how, but just the, okay, I know that this is the direction that I'm being led in, and I'm going to go and see, and I know that it's going to come together. That's when you see real movement. Okay, and you see so many different people, and they're always like saying, don't get stuck in the details. Just be ready to receive. And this is a clear example of that. Like when you surrender and you're ready to receive, this is it right here. And we're definitely going to be digging into more Bible verses, and talking about different specific parts of scripture and stuff like that as well, because I do think that there are some viewpoints that may not be quite mainstream on that, but that shed a lot of light on a lot of things. I think there's a lot of misconceptions and stuff when it comes to stuff like that. It's so incredible to see it unfold when you just really surrender to it. So this is what it means. It means, not just like talking about it, not just saying the feel good stuff, not just the hashtags and the trendy buzzwords, But like being in it, in those moments where most people would throw in the towel and say, oh, this isn't going to work out, and like not keep going, or you know, doubt and not fully commit, or you know, over worry about it and end up blocking their own blessing. And I've done that, okay? So I'm like, I'm no better than anybody else in that. That's not what I'm saying. But, you know, when you have that faith that things are going to work out, and that, you know, you are not alone, and that, you know, your creator wants good things for you, and that, you know, all you have to do is believe and have faith, and, you know, show up with a heart of gratitude. I mean, it's incredible. So, like I said, I know that there's other details and stuff like that that I'm leaving out, and I still even feel like I'm not doing this story all the justice um, that it deserves, but I really wanted to get it out there in a video and share it with you guys, and I'm definitely going to be, you know, sharing it in other ways as well. And like I said, we're going to be getting into these conversations about other things and stuff too, because there's some stereotypes that just they need to end and stuff, because I think a lot of people are blocking their blessings because they don't want to be associated with a certain stereotype. But we're going to work on that. So thank y'all so much for watching. You know, if you've encountered a miracle in your life lately, you know we love to hear it. So please share it in the comments below. If there's any verses and stuff that have been on your mind that you really want to discuss and talk about, drop those in the comments as well. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed hearing about this little personal journey of mine, please give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the little bell icon so you don't miss a video. Now that we know that we're in this for the long haul, I've gotten a video set up that I can use temporarily until we're finished moving. So we will be back on track with the videos again. So thanks so much. Enjoy, have an incredible weekend, and I will talk to you guys next week. Bye.